What is the best place to retire in New England? When thinking of retirement, New England has this classic image of changing leaves, historical towns, and serene coastal areas that can be truly enthralling. If you're considering putting down your work gloves and picking up a cup of clam chowder while staring off into the Atlantic, there are a handful of places you might consider. First off, let's talk about Vermont. The Green Mountain State has that pastoral beauty that looks lifted from a vintage calendar. Towns like Stowe or Woodstock have picturesque qualities, with their covered bridges and general stores that can make you feel like you've traveled back in time. The pace of life is slower there, which can be quite the allure for the retirement chapter of your life. Heading over to the coast, you might consider Cape Cod in Massachusetts. Sure, it can get crowded during tourist season, but find a nice spot in towns like Falmouth or Chatham, and you're living the quintessential New England coastal life. You've got azure waters, fresh seafood, and a welcoming community that knows how to make the most of their summers. Now, if you're not one to shy away from a bit of chill and you appreciate a good snowy winter, Maine might be your best bet. Places like Camden or Rockport offer stunning coastal views with the added bonus of that small-town charm. The people there are hearty and warm once you get to know them, and Maine's rugged beauty is hard to beat. If history's your thing, you might settle down in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. This port city is steeped in colonial heritage with a vibrant downtown that's a delightful mix of old and new. The restaurant scene is bustling, and there's a general zest for life there. And let's not forget about Connecticut. You might want to consider a town like Mystic. Yes, it's got the famous seaport and the aquarium, but it's also a community with a strong maritime history and a peaceful vibe that's hard to ignore. Here in Portland, Oregon, we joke that we've got some of the best retirement conditions in the country, a mix of urban and natural spaces that keeps life stimulating yet relaxing. But I must concede, there's an allure to retiring in a place where the seasons are as distinct as the flavors of Ben & Jerry's myriad of ice creams. Remember, retirement's a big step, and the best place to retire is highly subjective and personal. Think about the lifestyle you want, the climate you can handle, and the communities that align with your values. Take trips, short stays. Immerse yourself a bit in the day-to-day life of these towns, and who knows, you might find yourself buying a charming New England home before you know it. Main Street, Stowe, Vermont. And there you have it, a quick tour of New England through the lens of potential retirement spots. Each has its charm, its community, and its own version of New England beauty. Wherever you end up, make sure it's a place where you can see yourself truly enjoying those leisure years. After all, that's what retirement should be about, savoring the life you've worked hard to enjoy.